પાગલપનના બહુ બધા સેગમેન્ટ્સ હોય અને આપણે દરેક સેગમેન્ટને એક જોવાના. So in the context.
Okay, thank you for interpreting. Yes, please. We are very good with boxes now in society.
Yeah.
Mental health, mental illness. That's not all there is when it comes to mental health. Mental health is a whole spectrum.
Yes. So you can't put every single thing under it.
Exactly. You can't put every single thing in mental. You're either mentally healthy or you're mentally ill. No. And nobody has. I don't think anybody has a perfect mental health 247.
No, I don't think so.
Exactly.
To me, insecurity is part of life.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not insecure about something, which means that you're not scared, you're not anxious, you don't have any anxiety, and I don't think that's reality.
Yeah.
If you start talking to me about my kids, I'm insecure. You can't say that I'm therefore mentally unhealthy.
Yeah, you're not mentally unhealthy. So yeah, I get that. So for me, I feel like
we need to compartmentalize things, and we cannot just say that just because you're a temperamental person, you're mentally ill, or just because you have anxiety issues, just because you have OCD, it doesn't mean you're mentally ill.
Well, OCD is a mental disorder. So the thing is,
maybe the gravity of it.
So the thing is, we have people say OCD. People throw that word around as much as they want, but it's not. People think, oh, okay, I left my phone here. This is exactly where it should be. That does not mean you have OCD. It just means you like things being organized in that way. It doesn't mean OCD is actually a diagnosable mental disorder. There are two keywords there: obsession and compulsion. And it's ridiculous. You can't it's not something they can actually control.
So let me put it this way: the gravity of the word OCD when it just increases, because we're laymen. We use OCD just like
and it shouldn't be, because the moment we do things like that, it kind of takes away how serious some of these things are. And again, in using the word, just throwing it around, people can kind of I don't know the term to use for it, but it kind of lose its the point. So when I mean essence, not yes, it's a serious issue, but serious enough for you to take it as something important, but it's also not serious enough for you to make it look like, oh my god, you have OCD, don't come near me.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Now that brings me to stigma.
Okay.
You've lived in Nigeria for 8 years.
Yes.
And you've lived in India all your life, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So do you think, anyway, at least, okay, first of all, do you know anyone in Nigeria or outside Nigeria or in India, or family member, yourself, anybody who has a diagnosable or a diagnosed mental disorder? Do you know anyone?
Yes.
Okay.
She used. I think she's out of it now.
Okay. Do you want to share what exactly? You don't have to tell us the person. What mental disorder was that?
I think it was a little bit. It was ages ago. So any mental disorder was just considered as depression at the end of the day, right? So I know she had depression, and a lot of it was because of oppression from family members.
Okay.
There was another person who I think has mental disorder, has not been clinically diagnosed like that, also because he or she doesn't want to be diagnosed, because they don't think that they have a mental disorder. But yes, excessively temperamental, excessive mood swings, and putting everything out of perspective. At the end of the day, you have to have context. Okay, you can't just take things out of context. People do that on Twitter. This is not Twitter.
Every time, yeah.
Okay, so when you put it in context, there is a level of reasoning. When that reasoning is out, I think it can lead to reactions which are a product of mental issues. Okay. Yes, I know somebody who is clinically diagnosed with I cannot pronounce this word properly. I've tried it a lot. Schizophrenia.
Yeah, that's good. Schizophrenia. That's good.
Every time I try to do it very fast, it just goes.
Okay. All right, so that's good. Thank you so much for sharing that.
So, this person who has schizophrenia. So these are three different people I'm talking about. Okay. So this person who has schizophrenia, he will feel that always locks his doors and everything. He thinks that the lizard is a robot. Okay, he thinks people are putting things in his food. There's cameras everywhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of paranoia.
Things like that. There's a lot of paranoia about it. There's another person I know. She used to have a bit of depression. I don't know whether to call it clinical depression or just regular depression, but a bit of counseling and everything got her out of.
Yeah.
This is all in India. I don't think I know anybody in Nigeria till now about it.
That's fine. Thank you so much for sharing, because I think that that's something that a lot of people don't actually sit with. It's a thing that, okay, yes, now we know that there's a lot of mental health talks in Nigeria, but people still feel like there is mental health out there. There is, it's somewhere. But it's not. It's not near me.
It's not amongst the privileged. I'm very frank. I'll tell you the things the way they are.
Okay. But all
most people, actually, yes. I do know a few people who, especially in the privileged society in Nigeria, if the child has any issues or mentally or physically, will take the child away from the country and sort of hide, quote unquote.
Exactly. So that's the stigma when it comes to mental health issues. Now I want us to play a quick game. All right.
We have a game.
It's 30 seconds.
Okay.
All right. So in 30 seconds, I want you. You've already mentioned like 3 or so of it, but in 30 seconds, I want you to mention 5 diagnosable mental health disorders. 5 diagnosable mental health disorders in 30 seconds.
Okay.
Your time starts now.
OCD, you just said so. Clinical depression, anxiety, stress. I don't know if those are diagnosable or that they are clinical terms or not. Though. Madness. Schizophrenia. I think, isn't it 2 different things?
Not really. In the context that people use it.
Okay.
Because there is no the word madness. Don't worry, you are 5 already.
Okay.
There is no word. The word madness. It's not in the DSM. That's the statistical manual that we use. It's not there.
Okay.
Right. So there's schizophrenia, which most people call madness. Some of the symptoms are present.
Okay.
In schizophrenia. Then anxiety is a diagnosable mental health disorder.
Okay.
Stress could be a symptom. Of a more severe mental health issue. But that was good. Yay. Well done.
Is there a hamper?
Don't worry, I'll off camera. All right, so we're almost done. Almost done. One last thing I want you to do. I want you to look at the camera. Tell my people.
Okay.
Just something in a minute about mental health. Just kind of like encourage them. So anybody who comes across this video has something to look forward to. Okay, just focus on yourself. Whatever the case may be, however, here's the twist: do it in your dialect, in your language.
No, that's pointless.
Why is it pointless?
Because that is not our audience. I am communicating.
I understand that, but still, that's the point. That's what I want you to do. So you're going to tell us what you said in English, but just in case someone out there somehow stumbles upon this video, this might be the only part that they understand. So just in 1 minute, just.
Okay, I'm supposed to say something in my dialect. Okay. પાગલપનના બહુ બધા સેગમેન્ટ્સ હોય અને આપણે દરેક સેગમેન્ટને એક જોવાના. So in the context.
Okay, thank you for interpreting. Yes, please.
Don't look at mental health as that word. If you don't like that word, take it out of your dictionary. Please. Like, I don't like that word. I don't like that word. I find it a negative word. Whenever you say mental health, people think about only the negatives of it. So I don't like that word. I mean, it doesn't talk about the health of the mind. It actually talks about the sickness of the mind.
Okay.
So personally, I don't like it. Okay. So for me, don't look at it as a word. There are many segments of this word, and look at them individually. Okay. So for me, if you're talking about mental health, or if you want to know how your own mental health is, ask yourself questions pertaining to words like reasoning, logic,
Mm.
adaptability,
Okay.
acceptability, calmness,
That's nice.
okay, how reactive you are. So therefore that is actually to do with acceptance as well, because if you have accepted, then you are not as reactive.
Yeah.
I don't have a word for this, but something like, some people are like my way or the highway. So what kind of a person are you?
Yeah.
But for me, it's all about reasoning, logic, acceptability, adaptability, and calmness.
I love that.
So for me, those are some positive words. Evaluate yourself based on these words, and you have evaluated yourself for your mental health. But if you don't like that word, or if you think that it's
Take
a
it out.
negative word, take the word out. Seriously, segment your life rather. Sectionalize it, compartmentalize it. It's good for you. It's like answering a question in your exams.
Oh.
Okay, so one of the things that I always used as my study skill, and I always tell the children around me, your sentences can be very long, your question can be very long. This is what you do. You divide it.
Yeah.
You break it
Down.
down. If you break it down, it simplifies it.
And it helps you understand.
And
the
then you
question.
join it as you want. If
Yeah.
you want. You don't have to do that. So for me, the word is very big, and I don't think we need to stress about the word. Currently, the world is just stressing about this phrase or this word. And I think we need to be able to simplify our lives. Okay? And in that process, my thought would go into compartmentalize it.
I think that's
Break it
beautiful.
down.
That is beautiful. At this point, I think that's a very good note to end this session. However, oh wow.
It's still a very good note to end the session. We all live in Nigeria.
We definitely
it
do
got
live in
loaded
Nigeria.
over here. But hey, we're fine.
I think that's an amazing place to end this video. Yes, we live in Nigeria and the power just went out. But I think that was really, really good. Thank you so much, Mrs. Vibha, for coming and sit with Sandra.
Sit with Sandra. Sit with her, not on her.
I hope you had a good time.
I did.
Okay, great. Alright, you guys, please do not forget to like this video, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and let us know if you enjoyed the session. Bye.